out and force other players that usually don't.
I got the magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Now everybody wants some flash, the magic, 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 oh, I got the magic in me.
Shake it out, let tempo blow your mind. Pick a verse, any verse, I hypnotize you with every line. I'll need a volunteer, how about you with the eyes? Come on down to the front, stand right here and don't be shy. I have you time traveling, have your mind babbling. People trying to inherit the skills, so they asking me. Even David Blaine had to go and take some classes, and I see mind freak like, what's up, man, what's happening? So come on, come on, and see the show tonight. Prepare to be astounded, no ghost or poltergeist. You know I'm no Pinocchio, I never told a lie. So call me Mr. Magic Man, I float on cloud nine.
I got the magic in me.
I got the magic, baby.
Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold.
Yes, it turns to gold.
Everybody knows I got the magic in me.
I got the magic, baby.
When I hit the floor, the girls come snap.
And Autumn Mumford, a 5'11" junior, so a little bit of height in the starting lineup for this Missouri High team with the 5'11" Mumford. With the box, one team still trying to take out a tall player and get her away from the basket and force her to hit big range to outside jump shot.
Yeah, that's a definite opportunity. I mean, you can't let them step out in the lane. You've got to really force them into positions where they can't get good looks at the basket. You know, he wants Coach Bill Duncan likes to front that post and completely eliminate that entry altogether and make that player work so hard to get the ball that maybe she can't get a good shot when she does get the ball.
What are your keys for the Ellenwood Lady Eagles to get a victory here tonight?
Oh, I think really the only key there is turnovers. If Ellenwood can limit the turnovers, take care of the basketball, then I think they have an opportunity to do some things. I know, boxing out and rebounding is always a big thing when you face a team with some size, but you really have no chance if you're not even getting shots at with the turnovers.
A good opportunity for the Lady Eagles to go up against a very good team. And we'll take our final break here as we get ready for the starting lineup here on Star 107.9.
The Ellenwood Booster Club would like to wish all the Eagle athletic teams good luck this season. Support the Eagles and join the Ellenwood Booster Club by contacting a Booster Committee member. The Ellenwood Booster Club, a proud supporter of Eagle sports. Ellenwood Packing Plant is proud to be a sponsor of Ellenwood Eagle Sports. Serving Central Kansas for over 30 years, Ellenwood Packing Plant is your main source for beef and pork cuts. Plus, don't forget about the fresh deli. Ellenwood Packing Plant wishes all the Ellenwood Eagle athletes good luck and congratulates them on achieving the teamwork, leadership, and good sportsmanship. Ellenwood Packing Plant on 56 Highway, just west of Ellenwood.
Sears is rolling in the new year with a new look, new attitude, and new products that will start your year off right. Fill up on coffee, hot chocolate, hot of the best, or the famous snowball. It's all in store at Sears, or check Sears out on Facebook or Sears.com. See what's in store at Sears. Fill up.
Let the Marmies make it happen for you. 3 generations, 2 dealerships, 1 big selection. Whether you're looking for a car, a truck, a crossover, minivan, or SUV, we've got them. The choosing is easy. Come by and see us or visit us on the web at marmies.net. Check out our Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, and Chrysler Dodge Jeep inventories, and we'll put you in the vehicle that you want at the best prices in Central and Western Kansas. Marmies makes it happen with full value, big selection, and award-winning service. Come see us.
Welcome back here to sports. As the Lady Eagles take on a Missouri High Lady Thunderbirds. I'm Travis Reed, joined by Wes Phelan. They're bouncing back in the Star 107.9 studio. Lady Eagles trying to start 2011 off with a win. Lady Eagles will be going from left to right in the first half. They're wearing their rose red jerseys, blue striped outlines in white going down the side, leading to a diamond at the bottom of the camp. white numbers outlined in blue as the pitch is up and controlled by the Lady Eagles. Quickly, Bailey Sharks has it over in the far corner. Back up to Beckwith, over to Munson. He calls out the play, trying to attack the 2-3 zone of the Lady Thunderbirds here to start the game. Reba Thomas over to Lauren Hill in the near corner up to Bailey Sharks. Dribbles it to the top of the key. Trying to set the offense. Finds Munson on the far wing. Over to Hill in the low corner. Up to Reba Thomas. She puts up a shot and misses. Rebound stripped away by Gary and Beckwith. She quickly turns it over. First Ellenwood Lady Eagle turnover of the 9. Quickly to Bear High School back the other way with Phelan. Wide open pass down low into Burton. And Burton puts in her first 2 points tonight.
Transition bucket for Quivira Heights, but they didn't stop the basketball and got it all the way underneath. Easy bucket.
Thomas over to Beckwith in the corner as Lady Eagles trailing 2-0 with just about a minute gone in the first quarter. Hill with a short jumper knocks it down. Lauren Hill with a nice mid-range jumper from the corner, giving Ellenwood the first 2 points tonight, her first 2 points. Phelan has it going back the other way for Quivira Heights, trying to break the tie early on. Phelan averaging 21 points a game. Inside, they go to Mumford. She has a fast tipped away, and loose ball on the ground. Should be a jump ball, and it is. It will stay with Quivira Heights on the alternate possession.
Lauren Hill scored the first 2 points for Ellenwood to give credit to Reba Thomas. Flashing to the high post, getting that ball down to Lauren. Reba getting her first start, picks up an assist on Ellenwood's first point.
Burton inside to Mumford, back to Burton over to Woodmansey on the far wing. She misses it, pulled in. Rebound pulled in by Mumford. She has it stolen away from her by the Lady Eagles, and Bailey Sharks brings it back the other way. And has it stolen by Phelan. The second Lady Eagles turnover, and Phelan goes coast to coast, lays this one up and in. Phelan has her first 2 points of the night, and Kinsey Phelan capitalizes on the second Ellenwood Lady Eagle turnover. Gives the Thunderbirds the 4-2 lead as Ellenwood back the other way with Beckwith over to Thomas in the far corner, trying to find somebody, finds Munson, who gets the kill in the middle of the lane. She puts up, tries to put up the shot, has initially tied up, but throws up a shot and misses it, pulled in by Woodmansey for the Lady Thunderbirds going the other way with Phelan running the point over to Miranda Burton. Drives into the key, gets it over to Woodmansey out on the wing, tries to go inside to Mumford and has this one tied up. It's going to go over to the Lady Eagles on the alternate possession. The second Quivira Heights Lady Thunderbirds turnover.
When the Mumford girl inside with all that size has been a little bit of trouble for Ellenwood. They're going to check her out of the ball game, though. Ellenwood couldn't really match up that size and strength early on, but she's on the bench right now.
Coming into the game for the Lady Quivira Heights. Trying to figure out who it was. Can't really see a number right now. It's Reba Thomas has in the corner, goes inside to Hill. She puts up a shot and she has fouled. And she will go to the line for her first free throws of the night. Samantha Nelson was the one checking in to the game, the 5'8" freshman for the Lady Thunderbirds.
Reba Thomas showed one reason she's out on the floor. She sees the floor very well. Getting some good passes to her teammates.
Hill puts up the first free throw and she knocks it in there. Really good free throw shooter. She's got 3 so far in the night, all 3 of the Lady Eagles points. John is up and she gets this one up. The Lady Thunderbirds square off tonight as Burton has it out. Woodmansey has it on the wing, gets it over to Brooke. Burton has this one thrown away by Sharks third. Lady Thunderbird turnover, and Ellenwood quickly turns it over the other way as Sharks are trying to find Hill, and that's Lady Eagle turnover, so their turnover. There's approaching 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and really been an up and forth game as Burton has it, kicks it over to Miranda Burton, back to Brooke Burton. She puts up the mid-range jumper off, pulled in by Woodmansey, gets it over to Phelan. She puts it tonight, 64, with the Thunderbirds commanding this game so far early on. It still goes inside, drives lane, puts up a shot, no good, had it tipped away from her and pulled in by Kinsey Phelan for the Lady Thunderbirds. She goes the other way with it, quickly trying to run the fast break, tries to go inside, but Nelson has this one thrown over her head. Fourth Quivira Heights turnover here to start the game.
Excellent look by Phelan there. Quivira Heights looked like they were going to put 2 up on the board. The pass just slipped off the hands there.
Kinsey Corbett checks into the game for the Lady Eagles. Stark brings it up, gets it over to Beth, which she has an open look, but Beth not to take the free goes. She still has this one thrown away. The fourth Lady Eagle turnover of the 9.
Lauren just forced that pass there. There was no way to get that in.
Brooke Burton, Miranda Burton has it back over to Wood Nancy, back up top to Phelan, over to Wood Nancy out on the wing. Inside goes for Burton, back to Brooke Burton, over to Phelan up top. She drives in, puts up the floater, no good, and rebound pulled in by Petras to the Lady Eagles. Trying to find some of the pass, she finally gets it off to Bailey Stark, and she takes up the other end of the floor, over to Munson, out on the far wing, trying to find somebody inside to go against the 2-1-2 zone of the Lady Thunderbirds, and Petras fires up the three, gets the ball. Gary and Petras with their first 3 points tonight, and the Lady Eagles get their first lead of the night, 7-6, with 3.5 to play here in the first quarter, going up against the Cordera High Lady Thunderbirds. Phelan gets it over to Nancy out on the far wing. Cross-court pass to Brooke Burton, back to Phelan. South key guarded by Till in the box, and one with Nancy fires up the three. She gets it to jump off the rim and pulled in by Corbett. She is quickly fouled on the over of that call, and it's going to be the second team foul on the night so far, and the second on Samantha Nelson. So Mumford checks in the game for her. She's got 2 so far on the, as Nelson has 2 assists for probably the majority of this second half, or first half, excuse me. She's got 3 minutes to play in the first. Corbett has it over to start, finds Phil, gets over to Nelson, and tries to put up the jump, tries to get it back with and get it back to Munson in the corner. Finds Corbett, jumper, excuse me. No good, and Phelan goes back the other way quickly with Nancy. Back to Phelan on the wing, cross-court pass to Burton. Fakes the shot, drives in the middle of the lane, tries to find Mumford, goes overhead to Burton. Back inside to Mumford, and she's going to draw the foul. It's going to be the first Lady Eagle foul. Let's see who this one is on. Kendrick Corbett. Team's first. There you go, Ellenwood has the lead, 7-6. Brooke Burton has it, drives in the lane, puts up the floater off the backboard and good. Brooke Burton with her first 4th point of the night. Bailey Stark has it going the other way, gets the head to Munson, goes over to Corbett in the far corner, back to Stark on the top wing, over to Beckwith. She thinks about the 3, hit one earlier on in this game, over in the short corner, tries to go inside to Lauren Hill. Gets it back to Beckwith, cross-court pass to Stark, she drives and she's trapped. The 5th Lady Eagle turnover.
Ellenwood's offense got a little stagnant there. Just no movement at all. Everybody's standing around waiting. Eventually, Bailey Sharks traveled with the basketball.
Michelle Mills checks in the game for the first time for the Lady Eagles. Sends Bailey Sharks to the bench. They switch substitution in the Boston 1 defense is Burton passes it. Brooke Burton now, and back to Bailey. Fires the 3, gets the ball. Kinsey Taylor now with 7 points. Extends the lead to 4 now as Lady Thunderbirds have an 11-7 lead. As Beckwith has it in the near corner. Fires up the mid-range jumper off the back of the iron. No good. Pulled in by Provera Heights. And Phelan going back the other way. Provera Heights likes to run, and Phelan is the leader. She gets it ahead to Mumford in the lane. She travels. A 5th Provera Heights Lady Thunderbirds.
Nextech Wireless is offering the best deals of the year. Activate now and all phones are free. Android phones, BlackBerry smartphones, texting and camera phones are all free. You'll also receive 1 month of free service. Want more? Bring us your number and we'll add in $200 cash per line. Activation is also free when you donate a new toy. Come to Nextech Wireless today for free phones, free service, free activation, and more. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details. Nextech Wireless, you're covered nationwide.
A well-rounded game for Kinsey Phelan.
It's going to be a game that the Lady Eagles feel if they can hang with Lady Thunderbirds to the 4th quarter. They're going to have a great opportunity to win, as that's what has it on the near wing in front of the Lady Thunderbirds bench. He gets it over to Miller, who finds Till at the free throw line, gets over to Munson on the far wing, back to Till at the short corner. She puts up the mid-range jumper and gets it to rim in. Lauren Till with her 6th point on the night. It's now 9-11. The Lady Eagles trailing by just 2 with a minute to go in the first quarter. Brooke Burke has it, gets it over to Wood Mancy, swings it around to Phelan on the far wing. Ball pass inside to Brooke Burton, and she puts up the missed shot and pulled in by Mackenzie Corbett for the Lady Eagles, and Munson gets it going the other way as the Lady Eagles running the ball, gets it ahead to Beckwith, nearly travels, but contains herself and swings it all the way around to Michelle Miller. She does have Beckwith on the far wing, but she goes inside to Corbett. Has this pass tipped away back out to Miller and has to go off her leg for the sixth Lady Eagle turnover on the night, and Bailey Sharks checks in the game for the Lady Eagles. She's going to send Darian Beckwith to the bench.
Excellent look there by Lawrence Hill, but the pass just wasn't hard enough. By the time Kinsey had it, the defense recovered, and then Kinsey turned it back.
Burton, she misses the shot, but Mumford pulls in the rebound. She goes up and is fouled by Corbett. So it'll be Corbett's second, team's second here in this first quarter. James Christensen and Darian Beckwith checking into the game. They're going to send Sharp.
For the last 10 seconds and the quarter break.
Just 7 seconds to go here. Bailey Sharks around to Michelle Miller. Cross-court pass to Darian Beckwith. Fires up the three off the side of the rim and no good. Darian Beckwith cannot end the quarter on a high note as the Lady Eagles trail 11-9 to the Quivira Heights Thunderbirds here on Star 107.9.
The Ellenwood Booster Club would like to wish all the Eagle athletic teams good luck this season. Support the Eagles and join the Ellenwood Booster Club by contacting a Booster Committee member. The Ellenwood Booster Club, a proud supporter of Eagle sport. Ellenwood Packing Plant is proud to be a sponsor of Ellenwood Eagles Sports. Serving Central Kansas for over 30 years, Ellenwood Packing Plant is your main source for beef and pork cuts. Plus, don't forget about the fresh deli. Ellenwood Packing Plant wishes all...
Next Tech Wireless is offering the best deals of the year. Activate now and all phones are free. Android phones, BlackBerry smartphones, texting and camera phones are all free. You'll also receive 1 month of free service. Want more? Bring us your number and we'll add in $200 cash per line. Activation is also free when you donate a new toy. Come to Next Tech Wireless today for free phones, free service, free activation, and more. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide.
11-9 your score as the Quivira Heights Lady Thunderbirds gain possession as they have a 2-point lead. And Wood Mancy open at the top. He decides not to shoot it, gets it over to Miranda Burton, gets back to Brooke Burton, over to Wood Mancy at the top of the key, over to Phelan, to Brooke Burton on the far corner. Dribbled in, started by Sharp, back to Phelan. Lob pass inside, stolen by Christensen. The sixth Lady Thunderbirds turnover as Christensen gets her first steal of the night. Quickly, the Eagles go back. Lawrence Hill, turnaround jumper in the lane. But Lawrence Hill has 8 points. This is exactly the start she needs. She has not been living up to her average in these past few games, but quickly back the other way as Miranda Burton drives in the lane, gets it ahead to Wood Mancy. She fires up a shot, gets it to roll off, and pulled in by Bailey Sharks for the Lady Eagles. And Sharks quickly ahead the other way. Goes to Phil, but has it tipped out of bounds by Phelan. It'll stay with the Lady Eagles, and Lawrence Hill is having a good game so far here in the early going.
Lawrence much more active, a lot more assertive on the offensive end here. She's really got her game on a nice high to start this game off.
Beckwith for three from the corner, no good, and pulled in by Burton. Quickly, Phelan goes the other way with it. She's got a 3-on-1. She goes in quick turnaround jump shot and hits it to fall. Kinsey Phelan with 9 points so far on the night. And Quivira Heights going with the 2-2-1 press. Ellen was able to break it, but Lawrence Hill gets it back out to Miller, goes to Sharks to set up the offense. Quivira Heights picking with the 2-3 zone. As Sharks fires up the long-range jumper, no good, and pulled in by Burton. Quickly ahead to Phelan, going against the numbers, and she's going to pull it back out and try to find Burton. She does. Mid-range jumper in the lane, no good, pulled in by Christensen. And quickly the Lady Eagles trying to go the other way. Crack into this 2-point lead is inside the Still has it stolen away. Still had the ball stolen from her after the pass from Michelle Miller, and she's 7th Lady Eagle turnover so far in the night. Now the Lady Thunderbird going inside to Mumford. Turnaround jumper gets at the ball. Autumn Mumford with her first 2 points tonight. He's 5'11 senior. Finally gets the bucket. The ball. Christensen has it over to Starks. Lady Eagles break the press. And Starks drives baseline, gets it to Till. Tries to kick it out to Beckwith, but it's fouled the inside on the Lady Thunderbirds. That'll be Miranda Burton's first, team's third here. So not a lot of fouls. We have 5:42 to go in the first half, and Lady Eagles trailing by 4, 15-11. As now Michelle Klepper checks in the game, as well as Ashley Munson for the Lady Eagles. Klepper has her inbound pass stolen by Burton. Ahead to Phelan, over to Miranda Burton. Back to Phelan, thought about the 3. Goes back inside to a wide open Miranda Burton. Is fouled by Jamie Christensen down low, preventing the bucket. But just a wide open shot, no rotation from the Lady Eagles.
Well, the most impressive thing so far about Quivira Heights is the fact that they're not settling for shots. You might have an open look, but they seem to be dumping it off to somebody else that has an even better shot.
First shot is up and rims in for Miranda Burton, her first point of the night. For your throw, she's averaging 6.8 points per game. Fairly good rebounder, too, and almost 6 rebounds a game as well. Second shot is up and off the back of the iron. Pulled in by Mumford, and she gets the put back to go. So Burton misses the second free throw, but Mumford pulls in the offensive rebound. And again, the Lady Thunderbirds going with their man press, and they tie up Klepper in the backcourt. Jump ball is going to should stay with the Lady Eagles, I believe.
Crucial juncture for Ellenwood here. The lead is 12-7. They need to come up with an answer. Quivira Heights looks like they might be ready to go on a big run.
Into the game for the Lady Eagles. I believe it's Kelsey Ward. Is inside. Christensen has her shot blocked.
Oh, that's Brooke Panning.
Brooke Panning, excuse me. As Phelan goes the other way, tries to find Miranda Burton, and her pass is stolen away by Christensen, and they tie up again on the baseline. It's going to go over to Quivira Heights, or excuse me, stay with Quivira Heights. So another tie up here. Both teams have turned the ball over quite a bit. 7 by the Lady Eagles, 6 by Quivira Heights. Benke checks in the game for the Lady Thunderbirds. Gets it over to Brooke Burton. Back to Phelan. Cross-court pass inside to Miranda Burton. And she walks with it. 7 Lady Thunderbird turnovers now here in this first half. 18-11 with 4:45 to go in the first half. Starks has it, trying to break the press. She has her pass stolen by the Lady Thunderbirds. That was Benke with the steal for the 8th Lady Eagle turnover. Phelan has it, guarded by Till in the box. Going over the corner for Burton. She fires up the mid-range jumper. No good. Pulled in by Christensen. Has her pass stolen by Phelan. Back to Brooke Burton. Over the head to Phelan, and she has her shot go off and pulled in by Christensen, and Starks goes back the other way, trying to run the fast break, and almost has to go and gets the head to Still. Around the court to Munson. She fires up the shot off the backboard, no good. Rebound pulled in by Ellenwood, and thrown away now by the Lady Eagles into Benke, and gets the head to Phelan. Drives inside the lane, goes to Burton. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Mumford, and her putback is good. 6 points now for Autumn Mumford at 20-11. The Lady Thunderbirds with the lead. Coach Duncan wants a timeout, and he's got some words for the ref. He is not happy with the lack of foul calls down low. We'll have to see if this is a 4 or a 30.
Next Tech Wireless is offering the best deals of the year. Activate now and all phones are free. Android phones, BlackBerry smartphones, texting and camera phones are all free. You'll also receive 1 month of free service. Want more? Bring us your number and we'll add in $200 cash per line. Activation is also free when you donate a new toy. Come to Next Tech Wireless today for free phones, free service, free activation, and more. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details. Next Tech Wireless, you're covered nationwide.
The vehicle that you want at the best prices in central and western Kansas. Marmies makes it happen with full value, big selection, and award-winning service. Come see us.
22-11 with 3:51 to go in the second half, or first half, second quarter, is what I meant to say, but Lady Eagles trailing by 9 to the Lady Thunderbirds of Quivira Heights, and this is a game that the Lady Eagles feel if they can eliminate some of these turnovers, maybe get some few more open shots to fall. They're right back in it as Quivira Heights sticking with the 2-2-1 press. Beckwith over to Till near the half-court stripe. She's just going to dribble it out, try to avoid the trap, gets it over to Munson, and they eventually break the press as Beckwith has it. She fires up a long-range two off the side of the rim. No good. Initially pulled in by Till, but Brooke Panny pulls in the rebound and has this one tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Lady Eagles. Beckwith set to throw it in right in front of Quivira Heights bench. She gets it in to Munson at the top. She dribbles up, finds Till. She drives in lane. An open Jamie Christensen down low, and they're going to draw the foul inside on Quivira Heights. Great pass from Till to Christensen. So on Brooke Burton, her first, team fourth.
You can almost tell when Ellenwood runs the offense well and moves off the ball, they get shots. When they're stagnant on offense is when they turn the ball over. When nobody moves on Ellenwood's offensive possession, you're going to get a turnover. But when they get the good movement, they're getting good shots, or at least looks at the rim.
Christensen misses her first one, but gets the second one to fall. She now has 1 point on the night, 20-12. 3.5 to play in the first half. The Lady Eagles trailing it by 8 to the once number 1 team, Quivira Heights, I believe in Class 2A. It's now, Benke has it. Gets it over to back to Benke, inside to Mumford, back over to Zink. I apologize. She misses the shot, and Lady Eagles pull it in, and Munson goes back the other way to Beckwith. And on the wing over to Panning, up at the top of the key, over to Munson on the far corner. Trying to find somebody open, finds Beckwith on the cross-court pass, fires up the three-pointer, knocks it down. Darian Beckwith now with 6 on the night. She's hit 2 threes in this ballgame, cutting the lead to 5, 20-15. Inside to Mumford, Lady Quivira, Lady Thunderbirds, however, with a 2-pointer. Mumford has 8 on the night, stretching the lead back out to 7, with Munson bringing it up the floor for the Lady Eagles. Goes over to Panning on the wing. Has a cross-court pass, goes to Beckwith. Short corner to Munson, back to Beckwith. Top the key to Corbett, over to Panning. Thought about the 3 and drives in. Pull-up jumper, rims in as Panning hits her first 2 points of the night.
First career points for the freshman Brooke Panning. She's in there right now, matched up with Phelan in that box and 1.
Panning guards Phelan as she gets cross-court pass to Beck, and she lays it in. Jade Beck, with her first 2 points, stretching lead back out to 7. It's 24-17. Benke almost steals it away as it tips out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Lady Eagles as Mullen Till checks in the game for Jamie Christensen. Till with 8 points, checks in the game. Just 2 here in this second quarter with 2 minutes to go. Beckwith fires up the 3. Good. James Darian Beckwith now with 9. She's at 3-pointers in this ball game, and she's feeling it from behind the arc. Benke has it back the other way for the Lady Thunderbirds. Over to Beck, throws it into Mumford off her head, and blocked now by Corbett as Beck was going inside with the shot, and good defense by Corbett.
Quivira Heights kind of exploiting the box and 1 concept here, having some other girls step up off the ball away from the Phelan girl. We've seen that on the last couple possessions. They're actually looking for some other people to score right now.
Phelan gets it in, swings it around to Benke, back over to Phelan for 3. Good. Kinsey Phelan now with 12 points on the night, and she is a solid three-point shooter. And you can already tell why she's averaging 21 points a game. And still has it back over to Beckwith. Thought about the three. I thought she was going to take it over to Panning. She still has it stolen away by Benke for Quivera High. 59th. Lady Eagles turnover. Phelan quickly goes back the other way. Pull-up jumper, good. Kinsey Phelan is feeling it as well. She's got 14 points tonight. Stretch the lead back out to 9 with 1 minute to go in the first half. As Munson gets it over to Beckwith on the wing. Back to Munson in between the circles. Over to Panning. Dribbles and pull-up jumper. Brooke Panning, no good. And a rebound pulled in by Mumford for Quivera High. Phelan quickly back the other way. Cross-court pass to Miranda Burton. She gets it to fall. She has 11-point lead now, and quickly Quivera High is stretching out a early lead with 30 seconds to go in the first half. Lady Eagles need to find some kind of offense here to close out the first half as Lawrence still has it, almost going away, gets it away, pull-up jumper off the front of the rim, no good, pulled in by Zink for the Lady Thunderbirds. Inside is Burton. She has a wide open look, and she is fouled and gets the bucket to fall. Miranda Burton with 5 points, 4 in just this past 30 seconds. She's going to go to the line after she got the hoop and the harm on the and one. The foul was on Darian Beckwith, her first, team's fourth. So Burton to the line, where she is 1 of 2 so far in this ball game. Shot is up and off the back rim, no good. Pulled in by Till. 15 seconds to go here in the first half, and Munson running the point, trying to get something open. As Beckwith in the near corner over to Panning. Cross-court pass to Beckwith, fires up the shot off the side of the rim, no good. Pulled in by Till. She goes up with it and draws the foul. This should be before the end of the first half, so Lauren Till will go to the free throw line, and that is the first foul on Autumn Mumford. So Lauren Till will go to the line. Essentially a technical free throw here, as there will be nobody in the lane, so she'll just shoot it by herself, and this will be 2 shots to round out the first half, and she can cut it to an 11-point lead for the Lady Thunderbirds. First shot is up and off the back iron, no good. Lauren Till now 2 of 3 from the free throw line in this ball game. She has 8 points, just 2 here in this second quarter, excuse me. Second shot up and no good as well. So Lawrence Hill has a golden opportunity, does not capitalize, and that ends our first half. The Lady Eagles trail the Lady Thunderbirds 33-20. Whenever we come back, we'll start the halftime show here on Star 107.9.
Whether you had planned to attend another college or weren't planning on attending college at all, it's not too late to enroll for classes at Barton Community College. Take one class or many classes, online or in person, GED classes, or perhaps get workforce training. Find what drives you at Barton. And if you are unsure what you want to do, Barton can help you with that as well. Campus tours are available, so call the admissions office today and get driven with Barton.
This is the Barton Community College Halftime Show. A first-half recap, analysis, and second-half keys to a win. Eagles football on the Star, 107.9.
This is Michael Dawes, Director of Public Relations at Barton Community College. Today we're talking with Mary Hester. She's Director of Learning Resources at Barton Community College. We're going to talk about recent upgrades to the Barton Learning Resource Center, of which Mary's library is part of that. Mary, let's start with the digital publication scanner. I know you guys have had that a few years, but it really offers an opportunity for the public to have materials that are once digitized, and it can do it without damaging, the hard copies. So it allows them to do it and do it in a large scale so that they can get that information digitized for the 21st century.
Absolutely. The value of having a digital publication scanner is that it actually scans from the top instead of the bottom. And so you don't have to put any pressure on the book to scan it if you're doing a book or magazine or anything like that. And it's so hot, the camera is so high-tech that a book could actually be laying open with the page closed and the scanner corrects that. And the software is able to go in, and if there's dirt on the page or some kind of markings on the page, it can adjust for that. And it can actually, we can read stuff that has been scanned easier than what it is to read in the book.
And so if people wanted this service, how would they approach the library about getting this done?
All they need to do is call me. We will digitize for people anything that is copyright free. So if you've got letters from your parents, which is what I did, I brought in the letters that my parents wrote to each other in World War II when they were dating each other, and I was able to preserve them. One of the concerns that we have as librarians is that paper falls apart. And the papers that you have under your bed or in your attic from your parents and grandparents are deteriorating. And so what we want to do is we want to get them preserved both for you, and if it's information on Kansas history, we would like to retain a copy for ourselves too, but it's the preservation of information. Because if we don't preserve those documents and those books, everything's going to be lost and it'll be gone forever.
And so what's the number that people can reach you at?
They can call me at 792-9364. Also, they can go to our website, which is library.bartoncc.edu, and there's a link that says Ask a Librarian, and that gives all my contact information.
Okay. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention that this digital scanner is actually the gift from those individuals that were very responsible for bringing the Cohen Kansas history.
Absolutely. I was Darnell Holoparik and I were visiting with Bart and Mary Cohen one evening in their house, and Mary looked at me and she said, "What do you want to do next?" And I said, "Oh, I've got dreams." And I mentioned the fact that I would like to be able to scan the older books that people don't have access. We've got books that nobody else in the state has. And my mission is to get those out and get them available to people. And so I was telling her that, and she said, "So what does it cost?" And I said, "About $9,000 for the scanner." And so she went and got her purse and came back with a checkbook and said, "This is the start, now you get the rest." And so Darnell, of course, did that, and it's an amazing setup. You can take what we do when people bring things in, we'll scan the documents and we make them into Adobe PDFs, which any computer can read. And then if it's on Kansas history, we ask that we retain a copy of it, and we give them a copy on CD. So then what I did with the letters that I did from my parents, I took it home and I made copies of that CD for all my brothers and sisters. So now we all can read the letters from my parents without damaging those family archives any further. And that's what we would like to do for people. And we have had an interesting situation. We had somebody bring some things in. She said, "Yes, you can keep a copy because this has to do with the settlement of the county," she said, "but I don't want it out on your website until after such and such is dead." Mm-hmm. And we are honoring that. It's not on our website, and we will honor requests like that. One of the things that librarians are passionate about is information should be there for everybody in the easiest access possible. And that's what we're trying to do, so that eventually we hope to get permission to do the things that are under copyright still. But we would like to have the whole collection available so that somebody in, I don't know, Singapore can pick it up and find out what we have and read it.
Okay. And I also want to mention that Rob and Tricia Dove and as well as the Quentin Dressler estate are also responsible for bringing that publication scanner. So it's great when community members can have that kind of effect on our community. Along with the Cohen Center, which has been around, a very nice place and quiet if you go in there to do any research and what have you. We've added some other things to the library, and it's just a complete difference from what it used to be as to what it is now.
It's amazing, and the students are really, and the faculty and staff too, are really enjoying the windows and all the lights. The people that designed, I had input, I told them what I want, but I did not do the design, and the architect and facilities people that designed the renovation did an amazing job. It's light, it's roomy. They put in some soundproofing stuff so that if I've got a group of kids over in the corner that are being a little bit noisy, it doesn't bother anybody else. We have study tables, we have up-to-date computers, we have wonderful, comfortable seating. I've been told it's the best place on campus to take a nap. And we have our new coffee bar, which everybody on campus is enjoying, so it's great.
And you have a community room there as well. So, you know, if somebody needs to book that for whatever reason, they can do that. And as I understand, that's free of charge to them.
It is free of charge to people that live in the communities in our service area.
That concludes our program this week. I thank you for joining us, Mary. This is Michael Dawes signing off.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith. Sports has given me a lot to smile about over the years. But as an athlete and a father of young athletes, I know how important it is to protect yourself from injury. That's why I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to encourage athletes to play it safe. I've seen firsthand how quickly an accident can happen when out on the field, the court, or even the dance floor. Wearing protective gear like mouth guards, face masks, and helmets can reduce the risk of injury and keep you in the game. Visit braces.org.
Welcome back to the Barton Community College halftime show as Lady Eagles trail by 13 to the Quivira Heights Lady Thunderbirds. And this has been a game of back and forth paces, and the Lady Eagles have attempted to slow the pace down, trying to run some half-court offense, but Quivira Heights has just seemed dead set on running the ball up and down the floor and running a fast-paced offense.
Yeah, Quivira Heights really upped the tempo in that second quarter when they put the press on. Really didn't force the turnovers as much, but I think...
Timeout on the court. We would like to take this opportunity to thank tonight's sponsors, Next Tech Wireless and Star 107.9.
Was a little bit more harried.
We'll run through your scoring here really quick for the Lady Eagles. They're being led by Darian Beckwith. He hit 3 threes in that first half as he has 9. Lauren Hill chipped in 8. Brooke Panning chipped in her first 2 points of the season, and Jamie Christensen has 1 for the Quivira Heights Lady Thunderbirds. They're being led by Kenzie Phelan with 14 points, Autumn Mumford with 8, Miranda Burton with 5, Jade Beck, Brooke Burton, and Lindsay Woodmansey all with 2 points in that first half. And, you know, Wes, this is a large lead for the Lady Thunderbirds, but not insurmountable. What does this Lady Eagles team have to do out of this first half break to try to chip into this lead?
Well, the first thing is you've got to get the game back down to a pace you're comfortable with and get back into the offense the way you played it in that first quarter, where it was a little more have back court to front court, run your offense. And then I think they've got to do something against Autumn Mumford inside. Those 10 points she scored were mostly off of offensive rebounds, and they've got to check that size in there, eliminate those second chance opportunities.
Lawrence Hill has it kicked out to Bailey Sharp for 3. No good as the Lady Eagles control the ball out of the halftime break, and rebound pulled in by Woodmansey. Quickly ahead go the Lady Thunderbirds as Phelan gets it over to Miranda Burton. He gets it over to Brooke Burton, back up top to Woodmansey running the point now. Thought about 3, gets it over to Phelan, guarded by Lawrence Hill in the box. One inside pass to Burton, lob shot way up and in. Miranda Burton gets the ball. She has 7 all the night. 15-point lead now for the Lady Thunderbirds, 35-20. Just a minute gone here as Starks has it out on the far wing. Cross-court pass to Beckwith. Thought about the 3, gets it over to Munson. Fakes inside to Still, but decides to go back to Beckwith. Has her pass tipped away and stolen by Burton. Darian Beckwith has the pass tipped away. Quickly ahead go the Lady Thunderbirds, trying to get their offense set up over to Woodmansey. Fires up the 3 off the back of the iron. No good. Good block out down low as the Lady Eagles initially came away with it and stripped away, and now a scrum for the ball down on the floor, and still no call. And Munson comes out with it and goes back the other way. Quickly ahead to Sharks. Easy layup is good. Bailey Sharks with her first 2 points of the night. 22-35. The Lady Eagles trailing by 13 with 6.5 to play here in the third. Woodmansey running the point now for the Lady Thunderbirds, over to Brooke Burton on the far wing. Back to Woodmansey. Back over to Burton. Thought about the long-range jumper, but decides to get it back and keep traveling. 8 Quivira Heights turnover in this ball game, and Lady Eagles having a chance now to chip into a 13-point lead.
Here comes the freshman Brooke Panning in for Darian Beckwith. Darian Beckwith on that last possession Didn't get the ball in triple threat position. She left it on top of her head. A foolish turnover for the Eagles. She finds her way to the bench, and Brooke Panning comes on.
She fires up a shot, no good. Off a defensive rebound, pulled in by Mumford, and she has done a nice job of rebounding so far as Wood Mancy goes right back inside to her. Easy layup is good. Autumn Mumford now with 10 points on the night, and she is using her size to an advantage as Bailey Sharks has it out on the far wing, back to Munson, over to Thomas, over to Panning. She drives in the lane, puts up a shot, no good, and hits out of bounds by the Lady Eagles. It's going to go over to Quivira Heights with a 15-point lead. They're in control of this ball game, and they're using a fast tempo offense on any missed shot with Ruth Mancy running the point now. As gets it over to Miranda Burton, drives baseline, shot up and no good, pulled in by Munson for the Lady Eagles, and quickly Munson goes back the other way, gets it ahead to Sharks inside the shield, going against Mumford, straight up shot, no good, blocked by Mumford. Defensive rebound pulled in by Burton, quickly failing, going back the other way for the Lady Thunderbirds. Crossover, jump shot's good. Kinsey failing out with 16 points on the night, and she has really been the offensive force driving this Quivira Heights team. As Munson goes inside to Thomas, off the back of the iron, no good, pulled in by Mumford. Mumford having a big game on the glass, as Phelan going back the other way. Floater up off the back of the iron, no good, and pulled in by Brooke Panning for the Lady Eagles. Now this is initially was going to turn into a pretty much a sprinting contest between the two teams, but Reva Thomas has it at the free throw line after Munson slowed it down. Jump ball is going over to the Lady Thunderbirds on the 10th. Lady Eagle turnover, and Coach Junkin wanted a timeout. At least I thought he called for a timeout. Looked as though he did, but there's just a substitution, so we'll keep this one in play with the Lady Thunderbirds controlling the ball.
Timeout might not be a bad idea. Ellenwood really needs to stifle the pace here a little bit. This is not the kind of game the Ellenwood Eagles could win.
Brooke Burton gets it over to Miranda Burton. Cross-court pass to Wood Muncie. Drives in the lane. Back to Burton at the free throw line. Miranda Burton's shot is off and no good. Pulled in by Wood Mancy, but stolen away by Munson, and the Lady Eagles going back the other way. Quickly ahead to Sharp. She drives in the lane and draws a foul on the shot. She's going to go to the line to shoot to the first team foul for Quivira Heights. This one is on Miranda Burton, her second.
Good solid take there by Bailey Sharp. Saw driving lane, got the ball into the lane and up to the rim. Opportunity at the free throw line here. Ellenwood just 50% from the line tonight so far.
Sharp knocked in her first free throw of the night. She got 3 all here in the third quarter as Christensen checks into the game for Lauren Still for the Lady Eagles.
With Lauren going off the floor, Brooke Panning will probably get Phelan on the box and one.
Second shot is up and no good. Rebound pulled in by Mercedes Trevino. She's into the game now. Or excuse me, no, it was Samantha Nelson pulling in the rebound. Phelan has it at the top of the key. Over to Brooke Burton, drives in the lane. Gets it over to Miranda Burton. Her shot is up off the back of the iron, no good. And then over the back foul called on, should be on Brooke Burton. It is, so that'll be her second, team's second.
Quivira Heights is just so active on the glass. They just swarm the ball when it goes up, and every shot that's been on the rim, they've gone after rebounds, and that's really hurt Ellenwood.
Christensen down the other way. She draws the foul. It'll be on the floor, though. She was going up for the shot, but they say it was before the shot. That'll be on Miranda Burton, her third. She has 2 fouls here in this third quarter, the third team foul of this half. Christensen has the pass stolen away from her, and Phelan has a wide open lane to the bucket, and she does not miss. She has 18 points on the night, nearing her season average of 21, and Phelan is really doing a nice job today for Quivira Heights, taking every open opportunity, and Phil Duncan decided to take a timeout as the team almost had the 10.
Timeout on the court. We would like to take this opportunity to thank tonight's sponsors, Next Tech Wireless and Star 107.9.
Advantage of every opportunity she's getting from this Lady Eagles.
Yeah, a lot of points for Kinsey Phelan on broken plays, scrambles. She's gotten out in transition a little bit and hit 2 threes. She's as good as advertised. Also had 3 steals in the first half to go along with 2 assists. Possibly the most well-rounded girls basketball player we've seen this season.
Really the large lead here is at 41-23 with 3.5 to play in the second is due in large part to the rebounding of Autumn Mumford. She had 6 in that first half. I believe she already has 2 here in the second half, so up to 8 rebounds. And Christensen has an open shot inside. She draws the foul. No good on the shot, but she'll go to the line where she is 1 of 2 so far on the night. Her only points so far coming from the free throw line. She has an opportunity to put a couple points in here and try to cut into this large lead at 41-23.
You hit it, Travis. The offensive rebounding of Autumn Mumford's really been the difference in this ballgame. Ellenwood also has not helped themselves from the free throw line.
As Christensen misses the first one of 2 with G.H. Beck checks in the game for Miranda Burton.
Ellenwood's done a good job of creating some free throw opportunities. They just have not done a good job of cashing them in.
Christensen's second shot of rims in. She has 2 on the night now, and Lauren Hill checks in the game for Brooke Panning. So Panning will go to the bench, and Lauren Hill will resume responsibilities of trying to shut down Kinsey Phelan in the box-to-1 defense that the Lady Eagles have been playing the entire ball game. And hasn't really faced Phelan as she gets it over to Woodmansey. Inside to Nelson, back out to Woodmansey for 3, got it. Lindsay Woodmansey with 5 points now and stretching the lead out to 20 points. It was just a 13-point lead at the half, and the Lady Thunderbirds have taken advantage of a lapsed defense here in the second half. A cross-court pass to Lawrence Hill from Ashley Munson, back out to Sharp. He fires up a long 2-point shot off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound initially pulled in by Ellenwood and goes through the legs of Christensen and over to Clavera Heights. Phelan brings it back out the floor the other way. Tries to find somebody open, finds Beck, who throws it away and initially threw it away, and it will go off of Phelan, the 9th Lady Thunderbirds turnover, and an excellent opportunity here for Ellenwood to try to shift into the 20-point lead.
Boy, Clavera Heights really turned up the heat. They had 5 turnovers in that first quarter, and here they only have 9 right now. They've done an excellent job of protecting the basketball, and that just goes to show you what you can do when you limit the turnovers.
Starts inside to Corbett, back outside to Lawrence, still at the 3-point line, decides not to take a shot. Over to Beckwith, she'll fire it up. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rim's out. Could have been 4 of 4 for her from behind the arc, but it'll stay with Ellenwood. After the rebound rolls out of bounds, so they'll get a second opportunity at the bucket. Beckwith inbounding the ball for the Lady Eagles, trying to find somebody open, gets it into Till right in front of the bucket. Quick turnaround jumper rolls in. Lawrence Till now with 10, the first Lady Eagle in double figures. She cuts the lead to 18 points with 2 minutes to go at 44-26. Fair Heights with the commanding lead. Burden over to Zink, over to Beck, and she travels in the corner. That's the 10th Lady Thunderbird turnover, and now it's a tied turnover battle as both teams have 10 on the night, but Clavera Heights controlling the ball game with an 18-point lead, just under 2 to play in the third. And a tough game for the Lady Eagles as they've got good production out of Beckwith and Till, but just not enough to counter the 18 points from Phelan. The Sharp swings it around to Beckwith. Back to Sharp, thought about the 3, over to Till. Mid-range jumper is off the side of the rim and no good. Pulled in by Christensen, has it taken away by Phelan, and a fight forward underneath as Christensen battles with with Binke into the game now, as it'll be a jump ball staying with the Lady Eagles underneath.
Well, for head coach Bill Duncan, it's been 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Done a good job of limiting the turnovers, but they've given up way too many offensive rebounds tonight. Really haven't competed on the glass that well.
Starts for 3 off and no good, and Phelan gets the rebound and goes back the other way. 2-on-2. She gets it up and puts it no good off the side of the rim. Rebound pulled in by Till off to Sharps, and back up the other way goes Corbett. She has it underneath the basket. Shot is up and draws a jump ball. Corbett thought she had the foul, and so did Coach Duncan, but the officials disagree and called it a jump ball. It'll go over to the Lady Thunderbirds on the alternate possession.
You just see the difference in the two teams. Kinsey Phelan so aggressive and confident with the basketball, and then Kinsey Corbett for Ellenwood gets the ball, hesitates for a second, and ends up with a blocked shot.
Pass thrown out of bounds by Phelan, so that'll be the 11th Clavera Heights turnovers. Now it goes back over to Ellenwood, which starts running the point, as she has done most of the game when she's been in there, apart from when Ashley Munson comes in and she runs the point over to Till, gets it inside to Christensen, but has it kicked down to bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Eagles underneath. That's what sets the key this one in.
Bailey Sharp kind of tweaked her knee a little bit over Christmas. I don't really see any effects from it, but she hasn't scored the ball like she did before the break.
Starks has her shot blocked by Brooke Burton with a minute to go now as Benke controls it for the Lady Thunderbirds. Still going against the Boston one. No Phelan out on the floor right now for the Lady Thunderbirds. She gets a rare break as Benke has it. Backing out, trying to probably get a hold for the last shot here, and the Lady Eagles are going to let them do it. Going against the 3-2 zone now. The Lady Eagles have switched from the Boston one to the 3-2 with no more Phelan in the game as Zink gets it over to Benke. Drives to the far wing over to Brooks Burton. Back up to Benke, and they are just going to control the final shot here with 15 seconds to go in the third. Benke drives baseline, gets it inside, but stolen by Lawrence Hill. Ahead goes for Bailey Sharp. He extracts it down in the far corner and has this one stolen by Brooke Burton. 4 seconds to go. Ahead and stolen by Christensen. Nobody will get a shot off here as the third quarter ends. 44-26. The Lady Thunderbirds with the large advantage here over the Lady Eagles. And we'll have your fourth quarter up next here on Star 107.9.
Jill Printing offers a complete line of printing and promotional products.
Looking to preserve the fish that didn't get away or mount that trophy buck? Call taxidermy artist Greg Maxwell of Ellenwood. Known throughout Kansas for his quality work and attention to detail, he is the must call for all your taxidermy needs. That's Maxwell Taxidermy of Ellenwood. 620-564-3699.
Ride around with old Huck Finn, take a nap like Rip Van Winkle, they streaming again. Oh, play me some.
44-26 your score here as the very high Lady Thunderbirds have the advantage. An NCAA score update for you. The TNT Lady Monarchs defeat the London Lady Indians 54-42 earlier on tonight up in Hayes. As Lawrence Hill has a cross-court pass to Beck with long two-point jumper off the side of the rim and no good. Pulled in by the Lady Thunderbirds as Phelan has it going up ahead to Woodmansey. She fires up the open jumper. Nobody stepped out to cover her and she takes advantage. 7 points now for Woodmansey and a 20-point lead. Back stretched out for the Lady Thunderbirds. The Stars has it inside the Corbett over to Beckwith on the far corner. This time it's a little bit too far. Last shot was too short. This one too far as Phelan controls it for the Lady Thunderbirds. He gets it over to Woodmansey. Inside to Mumford. Wide open layup. Nobody down low. He's got 12 on the night. And Coach Duncan wanting another timeout here. And he is not pleased. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with him. A 30-second timeout.
Looking to preserve the fish that didn't get away or mount that trophy buck? Call taxidermy artist Greg Maxwell of Ellenwood. Known throughout Kansas for his quality work and attention to detail, he is the must call for all your taxidermy needs. That's Maxwell Taxidermy of Ellenwood. 620-564-3699.
Ride around with old Huck Finn, take a nap like Rip Van Winkle, they streaming again. Oh, play me some.
On a quick timeout here in the fourth quarter. We still have 7:18 to play, and his team showing what looks to be a lack of effort. And he's obviously upset, trying to light a fire up underneath his team. And this is a team that you feel has some opportunities as Munson gets it inside to Corbett, back out to Sharp, over to Munson at the top of the key. Back inside to Corbett, free throw line jumper off the side of the rim and no good. Pulled in by Mumford, and she is dominating the Lady Eagles on the glass so far in this ball game. And if you have 4 inches on the tallest player on the floor with the Lady Eagles as they go right back inside to Mumford and has this one what looks to be stolen away. And we're going to get a 3-second call on Mumford, I believe. So a break there as one official was calling a foul on the near side. The far side official called the 3 seconds, so a break there as the 12th Lady Thunderbird turnover. Gets the ball back to Ellenwood as Sharks has it on the far wing. Pull-up jumper is good. Bailey Sharks with their 5th point of the night. Right in the lead now, down to 20 with 6.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. And Lady Eagles trailing this one by a wide margin as Phelan has it. Gets a screen from Wood Mancy in the box and one deep. And lob pass inside to Burton. She gets it over to Mumford and gets it to roll in. Autumn Mumford now with 14 points. Doubling up into her season average of just 6 points. Lauren Till tries to counter back the other way. Goes across court to Sharp. Initially double teams back out to Munson over to Till. Thought about the long range jumper, but decides to kick it back over to Corbett. Fires up the free throw line jumper. No good. And rebound pulled in by Brooke Burton for the Lady Thunderbirds. Gets it over to Phelan. Just under 6 to play in the ball game. 22-point lead for the Lady Thunderbirds as Wood Mancy out on the wing. Back over to Phelan. Fakes the 3. Back to Wood Mancy right in front of the bench. Over to Mumford. Back to Phelan at the top of the key. Cross court pass to Zink. Inside to Mumford. Quick turnaround jumper. Nobody there to block her. She puts up 16th point. 52 to 28 now.
Autumn Mumford's just flat out dominated the paint in this game. She's maybe even been more impressive than Phelan this time.
Starts for 3, no good. Offensive rebound pulled in by Corbett. Gets it over to Christensen at the free throw line. She gets it to fall. 4 points now for Jamie Christensen. As we see another timeout now for Coach Duncan.
Timeout on the court. We would like to take this opportunity to thank tonight's sponsors, Next Tech Wireless and Star 107.9.
Really good to see when at times it seemed like Quivira Heights has just had more hunger in this game. They've really swarmed to the basketball, really attacked the glass, and we haven't really seen the girls in the red shirts quite come up with that same ferocity at times. But there you get Kenzie Corbett going for a ball and battle, and in a game that's well in hand, so that's something to maybe build on.
And a good thing to see from this Lady Eagles team is they've only turned the ball over 10 times so far in this game, well under their season average and well under what they did in their last ball game. And so that is one positive note to speak of. The major negative is you have 2 players for the Lady Thunderbirds who have put up at least 16 points. One with 16, one with 18. And you're not going to win very many ball games allowing that defensively. But Lady Eagles trying to salvage something, going to the token man press, just manning up their players to go down the other end of the floor. And Mumford has it inside. Turnaround shot blocked by Lauren Till, going clear to the corner from the far side of the lane. Good job there by Till, going up against a taller defender and sending it off the other side of the floor as Phelan has her pass initially tipped by Sharks, but gets it back to a teammate, and that was Zink over on the far wing. Back to Phelan, over to Burton, Back up top to Phelan, and they're just slowing their offense down, just waiting for a good shot. Back over to Burton inside, initially loses the ball. Back out to Wood Mancy, and she fires up the long range too. No good. Nobody blocks out Zink, and she has it. They're going to say just one official was initially calling a foul. The other one was going to say it was just out of bounds. We'll stay with the Lady Thunderbirds. Wood Mancy keys it in and gets it over to Zink. Back out to Phelan. Fires up the 3 and gets it to fall. Kenzie Phelan, 21 points now on the night, matching her season average. Hitting up quite a few threes.
Perfect 3 for 3 from three-point land, too. That's been impressive.
Lauren Till with the offensive rebound after the Bailey Sharks missed shot, and Mumford just tapping the ball around, keeping it away from Brooke Fanning, and finally comes up with the defensive rebound, gets it over to Phelan. Quickly ahead to Zink, gets it back to Phelan, thought about the 3, and she traveled. The 13th Rivera Heights turnover in this ball game, and with the game well out of hand at a 25-point lead with 4 minutes to go in the ball game. You like to see Ellenwood try to come up with something offensively to at least take something positive out of this game.
Yeah, you've got to get back to doing things like you did earlier in the ball game. They've settled for a lot of outside jumpers here in the second half.
Lauren Till gets the put back from the Darian Beckwith missed shot. So she has 12 now with 3.5 minutes to play, 55-32. The Lady Thunderbirds with the large lead as Wood Mancy has it, guarded by Beckwith on the near wing. Back over to Zink, guarded by Sharp at the top of the key. And good defense on the far side as Panning mans up Phelan, and Darian Beckwith tips the pass away and goes right to Panning, who gets it over to Bailey Sharp. Brings the ball to the floor, gets it over Lauren Hill. Mid-range jumper is off the iron and no good. Rebound pulled in by Wood Mancy. Coach Duncan wanted a jump ball, but they're going to call Panning with her first personal. That is just the first team foul of this second half for the Lady Eagles. That's definitely a positive. See, you're not committing fouls like you were in the first half.
Yeah, you've only got 5 total fouls. I think the referees kind of swallowed the whistle just trying to get us into the boys' game here with the large advantage.
Coach Clark for Caldera.
Timeout on the court. We would like to take this opportunity to thank tonight's sponsors, Next Tech Wireless and Star 107.9.
You know, we've seen some good things from this team, and you know, you kind of expect at times an off game coming off of a long Christmas break, and you know, you're not getting a lot of game action right away, but this is a game that early on, really Ellenwood was playing well. They were hanging with Quivira Heights, and then about midway through the second quarter is when it started to see Quivira Heights stretch this lead out.
Ellenwood was able to match the intensity early on in the game, and I think most importantly, keep that pace down at a level where they could play, and then Quivira Heights kind of upped the temperature a little bit as the game went on and then got out in transition a little bit. And here comes Phelan with possibly another layup.
Had the layup look, but fouled by Panning, as Brooke Panning will pick up her second personal. She was just trying to go for the block box, got a little bit too much of the body, so Phelan will go to the line for her first free throw of the night. Usually a player who scores a lot of points goes to the free throw line quite often, but she does not. Her first shot up and no good. So apparently she is human. She can miss. She's unable to get the first one to fall. She's staying at 21 points. Now we see Jenna Snell check into the game for the first time. Phelan gets the second one to fall. She has 22 points now, so her season average will go up just a little bit as long as she stays at this level. And inside to Till, back outside to Panning. Thought about the jumper, will take the long 2-point shot and no good, but rebounded and saved in by Till, but goes right to Zink, quickly over to Phelan. Phelan has it back, gets it over to Wood Mancy. Pull up jumper off the side of the iron, no good. Pulled in by the Lady Thunderbirds, back out to Phelan. Thought about the three, but gets it over to Wood Mancy. She'll take it, not guarded at all, and knocks it down. Lindsay Wood Mancy now with 10 points. She is the third Lady Thunderbird in double figures. As Corbett has it inside, gets it back out to Snell, over to Amelia Thomas, and a fight for the ball, and they're going to say a foul inside, and Thomas looks like she might be in some pain as she was landed on by Wood Mancy. It'll be her first personal, team's fifth. It looks to be a lower leg injury. Amelia Thomas in the game for the first time, and you know, this is never, you never like to see injuries, but in a game like this where it's pretty much decided, a 59-32 lead for Quivira Heights, and you hate to see an injury like this.
Yeah, I'm not sure Amelia had been in the game 30 seconds there when that happened. I thought she might have tripped and hit her head, and now they're kind of working on the knee a little bit. She's in obvious pain. Let's hope the sophomore can get up and go here.
She will walk to the bench in her own power, so that's always good to see, and looks as though she's limping slightly, so maybe just in a tweak. We hope that's all it is, and maybe if it doesn't look to be anything serious, so we are thankful for that, and maybe we can get an official word later on, or if not, we'll get it to you in the next broadcast, which will be on Friday, as Sharp over to Snell, out on the wing, back up to Munson. Munson was the initial passer, now back over to Snell, back to Munson, over to Panning, inside to Till at the free throw line. Pull-up jumper is off the front iron and good. Lauren Till has 14 points on the night, and she is just trying to scrap a few points out of this large lead at 59-34 with a minute 45 to go in the second half. in a game that the Lady Eagles feel like they could have got a few more things out of, but as Burton misses a shot and pulled in by Munson going the other way for the Lady Eagles. Over to Painting out on the wing, back inside to Till at the free throw line, over to Snell, back to Munson, nearly tipped away as Snell has it out on the wing, dribbles up, tries to get an open shot, but Munson throws to Till, goes off of her face, but right back to Munson. Cross-court pass to Snell to Till at the free throw line, inside to Corbett, has this one thrown away. It's going to go over to the Lady Thunderbirds, the 11th Lady Eagle turnover on the night, and that's pretty much about the lone bright spot for the Eagles. They've only committed 11 turnovers, came in the game averaging close to 20, so it's always a positive to see you nearly cut in half your turnover average.
Yeah, against a very good team, too. What has to be said is Quivira Heights is an excellent basketball team. They've proven that inside with Mumford, outside with Phelan. Woodmansey stepped up and hit shots. And the thing that's most impressive about them is they've hustled from tip to buzzer. They've really swarmed after the basketball. Anytime a shot's gone up, they've been really active in their zone. This is a good basketball team.
Beckwith for three off the back iron and rolls out to Munson as she'll regain possession. Lauren Till at the free throw line, jumper no good. Tipped out of bounds. Should stay with the Lady Eagles. It did. The Eagles got the ball after Beckwith tipped it off of a Thunderbird leg on the far side of the court, and that was the 14th, Lady Thunderbird turnover. Now Beckwith gets it out to Munson. Dribbles over to the top of the key. Back over to Beckwith. Back to Munson at the key. Over to Sharps on the far wing. Cross-court pass to Beckwith. Open for three. Off the front of the rim and no good. She was on fire earlier, and now she can't quite buy a bucket, but the Lady Eagles get a second chance opportunity on it as the ball rolls out of bounds. It will stay with the Lady Eagles. Beckwith to key it in.
Derry has to be considered a streak shooter. She hits a few in a row, but she can miss a few in a row as well.
Sharks for three, gets it to fall. Bailey Sharks knocked in her second three-pointer of the game. She has 8 on the night now. It's 59-37 with 30 seconds to go, and the Lady Eagles force another turnover. 15 now on Quivira Heights. Lady Eagles have 30 seconds left in this ball game. At a 59-37 deficit, they will fall to 2-5 overall. Munson goes over to Sharks, back to Munson at the top of the key, inside to Corbett, cross court to Munson, or to Sharks, fires up a three, got it to fall again. Bailey Sharks now with 11, with 6 seconds to play as Finke just dribbles up the floor and gets across the timeline with 1 second left. That'll be our ball game. 59-40. The Lady Eagles fall in this game, and it was a tough bout for the Lady Eagles, as they're going to fall to 2-5 overall. The Quivira Heights Lady Thunderbirds will